feeling so energised and excited this morning, and I've come out to my local woodland, a woodland that I come up to, walk in, journal in, and just enjoy a number of times a week. But today is the first day that I've come up here and I'm beginning to see the first signs of autumn. The ferns are beginning to change, a couple of the colours in the trees are beginning to turn as well, and there's definitely a slight change in the air, which is exciting. But my plan for this morning has been to come out and look for fungi. But of course I'm going to open my mind up to every possible opportunity that's available to me today and just see what I manage to find. This is exciting though. I love seeing the changes in the woodlands throughout the seasons, and knowing that one season is slowly coming to an end and another one is about to begin. It's an exciting prospect. So anyway, let's see what I can find this morning. Well, finding fungi to photograph is proving to be the first challenge of today. But, you know, there's so much opportunities here. This is such a beautiful woodland. I absolutely love it here. There's a few spots that I'm thinking fungi may be present. I've already checked out a few of the more wetter areas with the mosses and whatnot, because quite often they can be some of the best places for the fungi to grow. I've been looking at the base of trees, because you quite often get them coming from the base of trees. But so far, we've had no luck. I did see some fungi here last week, but as I'm sure many of you know, they come and go very, very quickly, and there's some woodland life that eat them as well. So you really have to come out regularly to find the best of it. But yeah, the quest to find fungi has only just begun, so let's see if we get more luck at the next spot. So I found one fungi hiding on the floor down here, but as you can see, it's a little bit past it. Fungi, where are you? This spot here is where there was fungi last week, and there's just the tiny remnants now of some of it. It's really shriveled up now and pretty much past it. But I remember taking a little video of this actually to use as B-roll in that video, but I don't think I used it in the end, so I'll insert it here to show you. But this just shows you how quickly the woodland can change. You know, one week or one day actually, fungi appear overnight. It's fascinating. You can go to the woodland every day and find new fungi, and sometimes they can be ripe for such a short period of time before either they begin to deteriorate, before something eats them, before, you know, the elements get to them. I just find it fascinating, because if you can find fungi that is just grown, that's just pure, that's beautiful, you can get some absolutely incredible photographs. And yeah, so far both the fungi I've found have been past it, but I'm sure there's more opportunities here, so let's continue this quest. I've just come across some of these beautiful woodland flowers that I was photographing up at the Scottish Highlands recently in a couple of videos ago. And one thing I've never done with macro photography is focus stacking. I really like the artistic effect that the blurring creates when you're just focusing on a very small aspect of something. But I find with flower photography, I've really been feeling drawn to do focus stacking so that I can ensure that the majority, if not all of the flower, is in focus with a beautiful blurred background. So what I'm considering doing just now is setting up with my macro lens and using my tripod to see if I can do this focus stacking and see what effect it'll have on these beautiful flowers. Because right now I'm really struggling to find fungi, so I'm going to switch it up and photograph these and just embrace them while they're still here, because I imagine in the next couple of weeks these will be gone for another year, so it's good to embrace them while they're still here. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I've just realised right beside these beautiful flowers we actually have a number of rotting fungi here that are well past it. They're really, really mushy now. But yeah, it's funny because we're coming up to the optimal fungi season, and it seems like the ones in this woodland have already passed it and the new ones have not. started to grow yet, which is, yeah. I mean, we're literally a few weeks into fungi season, I would say. So, you know, there's still the whole of September and October really of the optimum fungi, as well as the, you know, last few weeks of August. So who knows, this could just be the beginning of a fun, insightful adventure of trying to find fungi in the coming weeks and connecting with them. Because I think it's a little bit like when you're doing things like chasing the northern lights or going after a rare bird species or looking for an interesting sunset, you know, whatever your photographic interests are. Every time you go out and you don't come across what you were hoping for or envisaging, you know, when you do head out and you do get that epic sunset, you do see that gorgeous rare bird or you do see the northern lights, it is amazing. And I think this sort of situation is the same. Today, they're all rotting and past it, but when I find some really interesting fungi in the coming weeks, it'll be so exciting. I hope you can see me. I'm currently balancing my camera on a log. Because I walked here, I decided to pack light and only took one tripod with me. This is so fun. Now, the Nikon Z cameras have an inbuilt focus stacking feature, which I've used previously when doing some landscape photography, and it worked really, really well. I'm finding for macro, maybe I'm not setting it up properly. That's probably what it is, because it's been months since I last did this, but I'm really struggling to get it set up in a way that is allowing every part of the flower that I want to be in focus in the increments that it sets up. So instead I'm doing it all manually by using the back button focus on the back of my camera. I'm tapping the petals individually, the centre of the flower individually, and then there's this other part of these flowers that comes out, this like almost like sphere shaped thing with loads of like spiky little hairs coming off of them, which are so beautiful to photograph. I got some gorgeous photographs of them up in the Highlands. So I'm trying to get the flower and them all in focus by manually focusing on them all. But of course these flowers are moving slightly. We've got a little bit of a breeze here. So you need to ensure your subject isn't moving. So I'm saying all of this because I'm really not sure if any of these images are going to work how I'm doing them. But this is the first time I've ever done this with macro photography. I've done it a couple of times, like I say, with landscapes, both with the internal settings and by manually focusing, tapping the screen on the parts that I want to be in focus, but I've never done this for macro. And as you'll know, macro has the tiniest of increments when you're trying to focus. So this is a challenge, but I'm loving it. I've actually just spent about half an hour photographing a number of these flowers and completely lost track of the time. You feel so immersed when you're doing this, when you're really focusing in on your chosen subject, visually looking at it, composing it, getting your tripod in the right place, and then focusing on each individual bit and taking a number of images. It's such a beautiful way to connect with nature. I have loved this morning. Not getting the fungi, it's fine. There's always something else. And these flowers have been wonderful to connect with once more. This morning has been so fun. I really feel when we head out with a sense of optimism and positivity that we just feel open to so many different opportunities. And I say it so much these days, but you know, when you head out with one specific thing in mind and you don't find it or it doesn't materialise, you can feel disappointed. But this morning I came out with some ideas in mind. I wanted to connect with fungi, partly because I've been very inspired by some of the fungi images that my community members have been sharing on the Photographic Connections community page this month. We've been doing a theme throughout August called The World Around Our Feet, and a number of them have gone out and connected with fungi, which has been beautiful to see. So I was feeling very inspired by those images to do the same for myself today. But of course, I didn't find any fungi, apart from fungi that's past it and beginning to rot. And there doesn't seem to be any new ones popping up as of yet. But those flowers are not going to be here much longer, and it was such a joy to connect with them and try a technique that I've been wanting to try with macro for a while. I won't know until I go home whether the images have worked. You will know by now because you will have seen them. But right now, where I am, I don't know if they've worked, but it's been so much fun to try that technique and to immerse myself in this beautiful woodland for a couple of hours. It's been such an amazing morning, and I'm sure at some point in the coming weeks or months, I will get the opportunity to connect with that fungi and just see what nature presents to me when the time comes. As always, I want to say a huge thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all again next Sunday.